Welcome back, everybody. You know what we're doing today. We're doing more Death Stranding, baby. You love to see it. We're so close, though. We really are. We're so close. You have to believe me. I took some time. Hopefully I am in the right spot. I think I am. Took some time. Yeah, it was my car.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear.
Earlier today, I was waiting when I was waiting for the pizza in the oven. I just went through and TP'd down here and upgraded some of the zip lines. I got up to Hartman's lab and repaired some of these. As you can see, I still definitely need to do some more. But I'm pretty sure we're heading down that direction. Yeah, I would like this. Give me one of the carriers back. We'll take a couple blood bags. I would also like... I don't need ceramics, but I do need some chemicals. Mostly chemicals. And I think it's... I want chunks of... I guess it doesn't matter. I can just take the largest we have. Take these in case we run out of them somehow. But I don't think we will. I don't think we're gonna run out of special alloys here. And in fact, it looks like this place is maxed out on metals as well. Okay. Is that everything that we need? We got all of the deliverables. Hartman, we can take some stuff to Hartman. I'm gonna have the bot handle... Yeah, I sent these guys out to go and handle a bunch of the material deliveries to places that I'm not going to be heading to anytime soon, but the materials are there. Yeah, so like this one, alloys and chemicals, metals and chemicals. Okay, we need those. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these are in inconvenient areas. Heading there anyway, so we can do some of these. 5 minutes is pushing it. That's really pushing it.
Order assigned. Delivery parameters updated. Time limit set.
We're gonna have to take some shortcuts.
Someone's happy.
No time to charge up, I'm afraid. Low Turtle's bike is still there. It's in complete disrepair there. I'm so sorry. I don't have time to put it back right now. I'm sorry, Low Turtle. Never ended up going through that little graveyard. But I don't really need to. Not unless, not unless there's like a memory chip in there at some point.
Good morning, Sam.
I don't have time for this. You guys put the road in an incredibly inconvenient spot for me.
Fuck this.
Oh. Ooh, you guys really fucked me on this one, didn't you? Come on. It's not happening. Okay, it somehow is. The way it, like, stores momentum is really goofy. I think I gotta get off here anyway, though.
Still got it.
Beginning scan. Scanning
We made it.
ID.
Plenty of time to spare.
ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Oh, by the way, you're more.
Okay. Now, do you have chemicals that I can take with me? Because I need chemicals. We're actually out of chemicals at the other location. I'm afraid I'm gonna need all of this. And then any alloys I can fit on the truck, I'll take. The reason I'm fishing for specifically chemicals and alloys is because that's what we need to upgrade the zip lines. Oh, what's going on, Tommy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, wait, hang on. No, I don't want to do any of that. I just realized my truck is full. I just filled it up.
Here, Sam. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Thinking about what I want to do. Oh, there's a silver hand there. Do I want to try the silver hand?
Beginning scan. Scanning
Why not? So these just, oh my god, they took my arm off for this. I think I punch stronger, I throw stronger, and I have better grip.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
So I'm afraid the gravity gloves or whatever these are just too utilitous.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked. Cargo verified. Thank you.
I didn't hit you, did I?
Econ keeping up. Hey. Good work. New.
Okay, so we do have to go to the Evo-Devo biologist. That might be everything. I'm gonna put that in there for now. As well as all of this stuff. I'm gonna keep those. Oh, these are in the locker. My bad. Okay, I gotta figure out what's going on here. Let's get all of this loaded up onto the cart. Beauty products I'm gonna have on my back. That heading to Hartman, I'll handle that. That is everything on the vehicle. I don't need the vehicle anymore.
Order assigned.
And And okay, I'm going to recycle a bunch of this stuff and try to clean it up a little bit. This place actually can't hold that many chemicals. I see the issue now. I don't know if I can carry enough. I don't know if I can carry 3 of these. I can barely make it work. We're gonna try.
Thank you for your contribution.
Unless, did I have more? Can I? That's a large. I don't think I can fit that. I can. All right. We're making our journey south. We just got to get to Hartman, and then we can offload a whole bunch of this.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And I really don't have any more to talk about, so we might just... What is this? Oh, this is the Resident Evil. Okay, hang on. I want to do Pallet Town. I think we're just going to watch more Annie Austin. We'll do that in a moment. Pelibot says they don't know you're planning a rug pull. Why would you say that? Why would you tell them that, Pelibot? We're on the same team here, bud. Guys, I don't think you can give me money. I mean, you can get, like, you can buy subscriptions. That's not really a rug pull. Not really a rug pull, is it? I'm not hiding. No, nothing is hiding the fact that you get like 2 emotes. There's no rug pull. It's not a hidden advantage. I guess I could take away the 2 emotes that you get. I could take them away.
Delivery complete.
This should be 5 stars.
Performance evaluation.
Unless there's like, he has like a quest line that no, there's okay, 5 stars. Lightning blue. I didn't look at that. Was that a statue? I gotta stop skipping through these. Hang on. Am I crazy, or was that a statue of the spy from TF2?
Cargo addressed to Porter awaiting collection.
Yeah!
Thank you for your continued support. Good work. New order.
It's a little bit better, a little bit more manageable now. You have any other cargo here? Thermal pad? Why not? What is this? Somebody, I believe, delivered that. And now I get to turn it in.
Thank you. Good work. New.
Okay. Let's roll out.
Keep on keeping on. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Sam! I believe... Yeah, okay, we're heading that way. Yep. Okay, now we can do Pallet Town.
Town. A beautiful pallet town. A beautiful little town with a peaceful populace, poorly groomed lawns, and a very distinct lack of housing. But what's really going on underneath the peaceful surface of this town? How is the local economy doing? Well, that's what I'm about to find out today as we do an unemployment survey for Pallet Town. Alright, for this survey, I've done myself the favor of actually making a printed employment survey, so I can mark that down rather than having chaotic notes inside of a little notebook, so I'm excited about that. After my last employment report for the city of Riften, the Bureau of Labor Statistics sort of chastised me for A, being generally way too rude and unempathetic to the to the people of Riften. But B, they said my report was full of holes and all over too chaotic, so they said I needed to shape up, which I think is why they're forcing me to enumerate the entirety of the Kanto continent. You know, just a little punitive discipline. Anyway, what's the best way to figure out an employment situation? Well, you know it as well as I do.
Oh
We've
no,
got to
hang on, I
survey
wasted
every single
that.
person in this town. So that's what we're gonna do, starting with this.
Is there?
vial full
Where
of
does this
child.
lead
What do you
to?
want to know about the master trainers? Nothing. And honestly, I don't even need to know if you're employed because you're a child and children cannot be employed. Next up, we've got this girl here. She also looks quite young. Can't tell, Bean, that you saw me picking flowers. Who is Bean? Lady, I don't think anybody cares if you're picking flowers. Additionally, you're below the employment age, so nobody cares about you, period. Hello, sir? What is your situation?
I
Technology is incredible. That big guy
can.
who loves technology.
I can fix this.
Nothing wrong with that. Now you can connect your smartphone. Okay, so you know all about smartphones. Do you have a job? Well, walking around this town, there's really only one place that somebody could work, right? And that's the Oak Pokemon Research Lab. There's nowhere else, because the only other buildings are 2 houses. You got a guy standing around talking about his love of technology.
This one's probably fine.
Definitely not working at the lab. This man is unemployed. Also, where do you live? There's 2 houses, both of them occupied. And we've got 2 children
Maybe.
and some guy out on the street. Where do you people live? Are you homeless? Is the weather just nice enough that it's not a problem and you can just sleep in the flowers? Is Pokemon a utopian society? More on that later. Anyway, let's look inside this house. Hello, ma'am. Mom.
This one's
I don't know
okay,
whose
it's just
mom
not
this
like
is,
a-
but I'm from the Bureau of Labor
It's not like
Services, so I know
a
what she's talking about.
like
Now,
a
there's
jumping
been a
off
lot
point.
of arguing is what the word is for that in the comments.
Not
People
with
saying,
a with
hey,
a
if someone's not
trailer.
contributing, it doesn't matter whether they're rich or poor, they should be counted as unemployed. Because in the last video, there were some homeless people that weren't contributing to society, and I was like, these people are unemployed because, you know, learning from modern American capitalism, we're taught to devalue people without houses. You know, people live on the street. But a lot of people argue that if you're a rich person sitting around all day, just because you're sitting in a mansion versus sitting on the street, it doesn't make a difference. If you don't have a job, you're unemployed.
It's already
so to those people, I say,
fully upgraded,
are you
okay.
saying this poor woman is unemployed? All she's doing is standing around staring at the wall. She's wearing flip-flops in the house. Is it possible she's married to someone who works at the lab? Let me see your fingers. I don't see a ring. Maybe that's how she affords all this nice furniture, that big 70-inch TV. Ultimately, because we have so little information to go on with these folks, I think the rule set for me is if they're of perceptibly working age and there's no evidence that they have a job, then they count as unemployed. Sorry, lady. Man, it is not looking good for Pallet Town. All right, who's in this little hole? Hello, ma'am. Are you an adult? Kind of. You probably look like you could have a job. You look like you might be like 16. Would you like to know how much your Pokemon like you? Sure. How much does my Kakuna like me? All right, so this lady can tell me how much my Pokemon like me. And there's a Pokemon journal here. So there's evidence that perhaps she's like engaged in some sort of Pokemon research. She does look like she could be maybe college age. And she's putting that knowledge to good use. So I think there's evidence here that this person...
Delivering cargo.
Hello. The cargo appears to be in good condition. You must have been careful. Set this aside for you, thinking you might like it. Do you have room to carry it?
Yeah.
Take care, Sam.
Good work. New.
What is the ranked order? To the photographer. People said this gave you a lot of materials, but I don't really want to do that. You have to wait till the end of the event anyway to get those rewards. Ranking conditions, reverse trike required, so you have to take the bike there. I mean, it looks like there's a passage, like right up through here. Just give me everything. Why is there a truck here? I mean, that's fantastic. I do need that. And actually, I think I want to... I think pretty much everything on my back is gonna have to go... Maybe that's gonna go in. So here's the game plan. I'm gonna go very carefully upgrade that zip line. And then we're gonna come back. I have zip lines down there. I don't think that's a huge deal. We don't have to go down here. We straight up never need to come back to this area again, as far as I'm aware. Unless there ends up being a data chip down there. That's possible. But I don't believe, as of right now, we don't need to come back down here. This is as far south. You're the paleontologist, as far south as we would ever need to go. I also don't know why we would need to go there, though. Other than to repair some of the zip lines. Those might be fine. I do really like the passage down to the veteran porter, though.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Which one am I going to? Where does this lead? Is this an alternative?
Person is a student or doing some sort of research, but she didn't ask me for money for that service, so it's likely that it's through maybe an institution, or maybe she's trying to learn. Either way, people in school are neither employed
No,
nor
there's an
unemployed.
obstacle. This one
They do not
is
count. All right, that's everybody in the house.
Not
and
really.
outside, which means there's only one place left. This is a
It's not even a bad
called
place. It's
the
just my stuff's
Lab,
not set
the
up
only
for it.
employer in Palatown. Oh my God.
This is
There's
terrible,
a lot
though.
of employment going on in here. I study Pokemon as Oak's assistant. Oh my God. Great work. Congratulations, sir. You, I assume the same. You also study Pokemon as Oak's assistant. Wow. One thing I am curious about is how this guy's like, he's drinking green tea, right? And he's reading these like Pokemon journals or something. This guy's just looking at a plant.
I don't like the way
Which-
Sam
which
is standing
on the
right
face of it
now.
Isn't really employed behavior, but he says he works here.
If
so
your
all
left
right.
foot
And what about
slips
you?
just a
What are
little
you
bit,
doing?
you're tumbling
Professor
down
Oak
the
may
side
not
of the
look
hill.
like much, but he's the
A
authority on
mountain, rather.
Pokemon. You don't have a lab coat on. So the way I see it, there's two possibilities here. Either you work here and you just got better fashion sense than everybody else, or you're some sort of like intern or student, right? I don't know. She's in the lab. She's reading the books. She's near the board. She's probably employed, right? That seems likely. And last but certainly not least, the man himself. The lead lab technician, the man with the plan. The only reason that anyone in this city is employed, Professor Oak. Thank you, sir, for running the lab. Now, that's everyone in Pallet Town itself. However, there is a route up this way that there may be some people on who probably live and, you know, reside in Pallet Town. So we're going to take a look up here quick. First up, little kid.
Is
Another
there a
homeless child
shelter
from
nearby?
Pallet Town. Apparently that's
There
a thing.
is right up
He's not
ahead.
employed, but he is cute. And then, let's see. Secondly, we got this guy. Oh my god. This guy looks awfully familiar. Now, here's the thing about this guy. He's wearing the uniform of the Pokemart. Because I'm very smart, I know that there's not a Pokemart in Pallet Town. I used my skills of observation. But I do know there's a Pokemart in the next city up, Viridian City. So I think it's probably likely that this person lives and works in Viridian City rather than Pallet Town. So he doesn't count. Anybody else on the route we have to worry about? Doesn't look like it. Now, one more place we can look is down in the lake here, because there are certainly people who like to go swimming. So if there's anybody near to Pallet Town who seems like they might be from Pallet Town, we can go take a peek. Oh, we got a fisherman. What's your deal, sir? Oh, this is not going to be good. I can't believe the Bureau of Labor Statistics sent me out here with nothing but a level 6 Kakuna. Anyway, the question is Fisherman Wade employed? The answer is probably yes. The other question is, does Fisherman Wade reside in Pallet Town? That's hard to say. He could be just sort of itinerant, but I think I'm going to go ahead and assume he lives in Pallet Town, because we do know there's a lot of kids without parents in Pallet Town, and we do know that there's nothing dads like doing more than going fishing. So probably he's the father of one of them kids, and he's just out here catching some fish and battling Pokemon trainers. And since battling Pokemon gives you income, the definition of having employment according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics is doing any sort of labor for any sort of income, regardless of whether you make a profit or not. So Fisherman Wade's employed. This guy, also probably a resident of Pallet Town, also making money battling Pokemon. That's what you need for employment. Now, these two people are trickier, because it seems like there are a lot of people in Kanto who are just sort of itinerant, who don't reside anywhere other than on the dusty trail, sort of like cowboys, and all they do is sit around battling Pokemon. So when you're talking to a Pokemon trainer that's like a fisherman or a hiker or some other down-to-earth pseudo profession, I feel like those people more than likely live in the towns that they're near, whereas you've got these people who sort of dedicated their whole life just to being a Pokemon trainer. So it seems less likely that these people actually live in Pallet Town. So I'm gonna ignore them. If anyone has any problems or arguments with that, post them in the comments, and maybe I'll take them into account later. That's the survey of Pallet Town, which means there's only one other thing to do. Throw it over to the Bureau of Labor Statistics for their full economic situation summary, which you can view right now. Hello, folks. How's everybody doing today? Don't mind the noises you hear. They're still finishing up just the renovations for the conference room. Should be a brief press conference today. We're doing a little bit of a smaller unemployment thing. A lot of you know we're working at the Bureau trying to enumerate the entirety of the Kanto region in Pokemon, which is a big undertaking. So we're going city by city. It's going to be extremely comprehensive, and this is the employment situation summary for the first city, a place called Pallet Town. You can do the, yeah, thank you. Total surface payroll employment for Pallet Town is at 6 persons, and unemployment today is at 25%. That is what the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. Pallet Town is a small municipality in Kanto with a total population of 12, consisting entirely of working age people and children. The primary employer in the town is a Pokemon research laboratory, which has 4 employees, but some residents that don't work at the lab choose to try and make money outside the city by battling Pokemon. That's a common, I think it's going to be a common profession that we see as we go around Kanto. There was some discussion amongst us at the Bureau about whether sort of Pokemon training qualifies as employment, but as most of you know, we have strict definitions of those things here, and the definition of employment is just performing a task in order to make money. And you do make money battling Pokemon, so they do indeed count as employed. Now, the small population of Pallet Town makes it difficult to draw wide-reaching conclusions, but there are a few key observations that we're going to carry forward as we continue our research. Number one, there's a healthy balance of adults and children. This is not one of those situations like we've had when we were in Skyrim, where you have these entire towns where there's almost no kids and all of them are orphans. Number two, several people in the town do not have a place to live, including multiple children. There's a housing problem, so we're trying to get a sense of exactly how this is possible and feasible, because it's not like these people are destitute. They're not sitting on the street starving or begging, or not there's anything wrong with that. So we're trying to get a sense of how that, functionally, how sort of this continent works economically, but I think that'll become clear as we go on. And then number three, several people in the town don't work or contribute in any way, but they still maintain a very high standard of living. So that's also sort of a mystery that we will continue to unpack. There's a couple possibilities that the Bureau is considering with this. One of them is that it just seems that Kanto has a really strong sort of social safety net. The exact width of that remains to be seen. But another possibility that we've been discussing amongst ourselves is that Pokemon Research Laboratory is so successful, so profitable, that it's actually able to sustain all of Pallet Town on its own accord, not dissimilar to, if you know your American history, sort of the company towns in it's been a long day, in early 20th century America. This unique situation means that despite the high unemployment figure on paper, Pallet Town probably isn't at risk of any sort of dramatic economic collapse. That said, 25% does put Pallet Town near the bottom of our unemployment list, with only Delfino Plaza, another economically unique area, having a higher number. This data was collected over one day. It was a pretty quick survey. They will probably get longer as we continue on with this, but I believe we'll be bouncing sort of back and forth between this and Skyrim and some other things as we continue to go. So the goal for us here at the Bureau is to enumerate all of Kanto and all of Skyrim in addition to other things. But of course, it's going to take a lot of time to do that, and we'll need your support. Speaking of your support, if you like this video, leave a comment down below saying that you enjoyed it. That's helpful to me so that I know that I'm making what you want to see, because that's what I want to do. Additionally, if you want to support more unemployment statistics or any of our series, you can support me on Patreon. Did you know that in my free time, I make a lot of music? I use that music in all of my videos. So today, I've got a song that I'm going to leave you with. Please enjoy it. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're watching this in the middle of the night, go to bed. It's time. It's time. Just kidding about the kiss. Shut the fuck up, you don't know nothing. Shut the fuck up, you don't know nothing.
All right, so that was Annie Austin's Pallet Town. Next up, oh, there's a whole playlist. There's 24 videos. Hang on. Let's just go to the playlist and do... I've already seen some of these. Next up, okay, Viridian City. Why not?
Viridian City, the eternally green paradise. A first stop hub for new Pokemon trainers with world-class medical services and world-class benches. But what's really going on underneath the surface of this well-kept...
Never mind, we get a new song. Let me turn it up. Song ruined. Yeah, I guess the song's gone. I guess it's gone.
Pleasant town. How is the local economy doing? It's time for the second unemployment survey in our Kanto series, Viridian City. So, what is the best way to get a sense of how the unemployment is in any given city? You guessed it, we're doing a direct survey of every single member of the population here. We will make a determination one by one, tally up the data, tell you what we found. So let's begin with all the people standing outside, shall we? Number one, this is a human child, and therefore not eligible for employment. Here's somebody standing over here. What are you doing, ma'am? This is a master Pokemon trainer. Now, in terms of these master Pokemon trainers, there's a lot of them in this game. I think there's one for every single Pokemon. Whether we consider them just normal Pokemon trainers or whether we consider them some sort of researcher, it doesn't matter, because either which way, this lady's got a job. We have this fine gentleman sitting on a bench. Yo there. Kid from Palatown. Sorry, I think you meant kid from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. What do we think about this guy? Sitting on a bench all day. He does have some male pattern baldness going on. The only question we have to ask ourselves about somebody like this is there any reason to believe he is employed? He's sitting on a bench. He's not saying anything important. The only thing on him that points to any kind of employment is the fact that he's wearing a belt. But I'm not sure if I find that very convincing. So when it comes down to it, I see no reason to give this man a pass. He's unemployed.
Where's that way station? I gotta go unload all their stuff. Their chemicals are full. All right. Gonna read some more of those journals. We left off right before Sam's nuke. Think I'll have him make a special delivery for me. Journal number 19 from Higgs. Probably what I wrote on the tag. Nuclear warhead. Huh. Journal number 20. Journal 21. Journal 22. This might be before like the giant BT fight, maybe? Trying to remember what exactly happened, the order of operations here. Welcome to Edge Knot City. Yeah, I want to say this is right before the boss battle. Journal 23. Okay, and this is him, I believe, stranded on the beach. Journal 24. Hmm. Journal 25. kitchen knife in his hand. Ooh. Oh, no, no, okay, hold, okay. I thought, oh my gosh, I thought the guy stabbed the kid through the hand. No. Holy moly. Well, that's might be some of the most graphic stuff they've described in this game. Journal 26. He gets his power from corpses. Or at least in the beginning. Because I believe Amelie gave him his like superpowers. Higgs Journal, coffin number 1 from Higgs. Higgs Journal, coffin number 2 from Higgs. We're missing a bunch of reports from the therapist still. Okay. Yeah, that was all of Higgs's story so far.
Hello, little girl with an oddish. Did you know that there's somebody about 80 feet to the left? If you go see by the flower patch, you bring your oddish over there, she will kill your oddish. Old man standing outside a gym. He's spending all day standing outside looking into a gym. Smells like retirement to me. You know, gray hair, hurt back. Standing outside doing nothing all day. This man is retired. Oh my God. Another old man See, this is classic retired old man behavior. Sitting on a bench, giving advice to young kids who aren't going to listen to it because they think you're out of touch. And we got this guy over here. Hello, sir. TM11 contains will-o-wisp. So this guy is back here handing out secret devices to train your Pokemon how to do things. Kind of like how if you take certain drugs, you will do different moves, like different dance moves and stuff. He also was tucked away behind a hidden bush like he's not trying to be caught, which kind of smells like illegal distributor of some sort of good. Which honestly, to me, that's as much of a hint as we're gonna get. You know, somebody selling computer discs in the backwoods. That sounds like employment to me. Ah, down in the corner we have yet another master trainer. We like master trainers, you know why? Because they're employed, that's why. What about you? I go shopping in Pewter City occasionally. Go shopping implies you've got money. In Pewter City implies you've got some mobility, because Pewter City's not very close. So most likely this person's not unemployed, but there's no reason to think they are employed, and I think they're also a child. And I think that's everyone standing outside. That was really very easy. Usually by this point we've had some sort of complicated, amusing question to go over, but most of those are pretty straightforward, which means now we have the enviable task of breaking and entering into people's homes and businesses. Let's start here. Hello, folks. You have the look of somebody who's unemployed and would be sitting on a bench, but we're not going to judge a book by its cover. Child in the house also has a pet bird. That's cool. If you're raising a child actively, like they're in the house and you're raising them, even if you're doing a bad job like he is, you are not unemployed. You're not employed, but you're not unemployed. Next up, we're going inside the Pokemon gym. This is going to be a good one. You know everyone in here is about to be employed. This dweeby looking man, referee for the gym. And then we have loads of Pokemon trainers in here. One there, one there, one right here, one right there. And then we got two right there. And then of course, how could we forget the man who employs them all himself, Blue. Holy shit, he's gonna kill me. I didn't mean to do that, but he is employed, so God bless. Anyway, that's everyone in the Pokemon gym. Let's see what's going on in this building. Oh my God, it's a school. Some of the most important employed people in our culture are teachers. Thank you for your employment, ma'am. Then we got 3 useless kids, which is fine. And look at that, another master trainer just sitting in the back of the class waiting to beat up other kids' Bellsproutes. What are you guys learning about today? You're learning about the water cycle? Oh no, you're learning about weaknesses in battle. Fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. It's like rock, paper, scissors, kids. Wait a minute, why do they...
Hang on, do I just want to do this? Way station, craftsman, weather. Do I just want to do that route again? Let me see if there's a vehicle.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Is there a good vehicle in here? There is a long-range truck that I'm going to borrow.
They have an intercom. This is a single-room classroom. Who's calling? Does the gym leader have an intercom to talk to all the town children? What's the purpose of the intercom? Next up, there's bound to be employment in here. This is a Pokemart. All right, so there's a master trainer here, but it's a child. So the child's a master trainer. Master trainers are employed, but children can't be employed. What's going on here? Maybe he's like one of those people from the Civil War or whatever who lied about how old they were, so they're like 14 and then they were going in the trenches. That was World War I, but whatever. There are 151 of these master trainers, so it's entirely possible that a clerical error allowed a child to obtain a job. It's also possible he just looks small and is in fact an adult. Frankly, I don't really think it's my place to be asking these kinds of invasive personal questions. This man is employed. And finally, your favorite YouTube host of all time, gaslighting as a, or not gaslighting, moonlighting as a Pokemart guy. Congratulations on your employment, sir. I gotta say, preliminary reports here for Viridian City are looking mighty fine. There's a strange amount of children kind of more children than you might expect. Why that is, I don't know. I guess it's not really my place to say, but it is my place to continue the survey. Into the Poke Center we go. Hello, stoic human child. How are you? Why are you hanging out alone in a Pokemon Center? Oh, you're not alone. You are with possibly your grandfather? Or maybe a kidnapper. Maybe his grandma is here at the hospital. Grandma, maybe they put his grandma... Do you think they put... Like, if someone needs to be healed, like if grandma needed to go to the hospital, do you think they put grandma in a Pokeball and give her to the receptionist? What level is grandma? That's what I want to know. What type is she? She's not careful. She's going to be a ghost type soon, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this person's...
Oh, baby.
We got 2 more human children in here, and 1, look at that, a master trainer in the corner. Now, clearly, Nurse Joy employed. She's a nurse. She's working at the hospital. But here's a question for you. What about this freak? This is a Pokemon, which in some ways is an animal, but it's an animal performing complex labor tasks on behalf of what? The hospital administration. We don't consider service dogs employed. You know, if we're surveying for employment, it's a service dog. It's doing a job, a complex job, but it's not considered employed. Do you think the chance he gets paid? Actually, you know what? I just solved this dilemma. I guarantee you, if this Clefairy got fired, it would not go out and look for another job. It's not capable. It's an animal. And it probably isn't even a fireable employee. It's not like they're doing performance reviews of the Clefairy. They probably just whack it with a stick whenever it drops a, somebody's grandmother in a Pokeball. Plus, if we count the Chansey, then we got to count all the wild Chanseys as unemployed. I'm not doing that. This Chansey doesn't count. It's an animal doing unpaid labor. Anyway, I think that's all the buildings in Viridian City, which means there's only one more thing to count. We have to check all of the routes leading away from Viridian City to see if there are any people standing near the town that are probably of the town. For example, hello, Master Trainer. You're probably residing in Viridian City at this time. Is that correct? I would imagine so. Unless you're sleeping out in the woods, which you might be. But I think you're probably part of the population, so I'm going to count you. Oh, there's another Master Trainer. You know, the more of these master trainers I talk to, the more I feel like these people shouldn't count. Because I feel like they're probably traveling, sort of part of some wider group. It's like if you were in a city and like the Red Cross was there, just like doing cleanup work or doing COVID vaccines or whatever. You wouldn't count them as employed in that city, would you? So, you know, Yeah, I'm not going to count them. I don't like them. I don't like that there's master trainers all over the place trying to make us feel bad about our ability to train our own Pokemon. So I'm taking them off the list. I'm not counting them. Screw you, master trainers. You guys are just the hand of the government trying to put us holistic Pokemon trainers down. They're skewing the data too, you know? It's like 151 of you guys. Come on. And lastly, we just have to check Route 1. Down here, and I believe there's one guy down here that definitely is employed, and he is right here. Look at this, wearing the uniform and everything. This man works at the Pokemart, and I gotta say, I like the cut of his jib. Anyway, that is all the data. We have gathered all the data for Viridian City, and I was correct. It is significantly larger than Old Pallet Town. So I'm going to send this data off to the Bureau. They're going to synthesize the information, and we will give you your economic situation summary, including the unemployment rate, in 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, folks. Hi. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the employment situation summary press conference for Viridian City and Kanto. We had a lot of interruptions last time, so if you could please put your phones on silent, for God's sake. All right, let's get this going. Total surface payroll employment for Viridian City is at 16 persons, and unemployment is at 5.9%. That is from the data reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics today. Excuse me. Viridian City is an old, semi-rural city located in Kanto with a total population of 34, a large portion of which, nearly 40%, are children under the minimum working age. So that's interesting. For your reference, 40% is nearly double the percentage of sub-working age people in the United States, and still significantly higher than the global estimate of Earth, which sits at about 25%. The main employer in Viridian City is a Pokemon gym, which serves as one of several continent-spanning dojos that help train Pokemon trainers in a competitive sort of semi-blood sport, widely enjoyed and obsessed over by nearly everyone that the Bureau surveyed in Viridian City. The other facilities that employ a lot of the people in the town, which include a healthcare facility and a small market, function as support infrastructure for that same sport. And the only other employer, which is a schoolhouse, seems to be completely oriented towards pipelining kids into that sport as well. So it's really sort of an economy supported by a single central interest of the population, which is, well, we'll talk about that later. As the Bureau continues its enumeration of the entire continent of Kanto, one of their objectives will be to determine if the sport serves any additional non-entertainment function, as well as noting any employers or industries that are independent of that Pokemon battling sport. As you can imagine, economies that are centered around one particular thing, especially if that thing is not an essential good or service, those economies tend to be not unstable or unpredictable, even just a little bit higher risk. It can just take one sort of disastrous event to collapse the entire thing. Diversifying tends to be better. But, you know, I'm not the president of Pokemon Land. 5.9% puts Viridian City at the top of our unemployment list, believe it or not, which tops the previous leader of Riften, which had a 7.8% unemployment. This data came from a direct survey conducted by the Bureau over a single day. As we continue enumerating the rest of the cities in this continent, we'll sort of start synthesizing a lot of this information together. And once we get to the end, we can really draw conclusions about the economic situation of the entire continent. It's entirely possible that Viridian City is unique in that it relies solely on this one industry, and that the rest of the cities are going to be totally, you know, fine and independent and healthy economies. But that remains to be seen. Another thing that remains to be seen is whether or not you are going to post a comment on this video saying that you liked it. Please do. If you did, that tells me that I'm making the content you want to see, and that's what I'm here for, because I'm here to serve you. And if you want to be here to serve me, you can support me on Patreon. This is a Patreon supported channel primarily. That is a lot of resources. Time and the energy to do these videos. So if you want to see more, patreon.com/any_Austin. Thank you all so much. I've got a song for you today, as I usually do. If you like it, go listen to it. And if not, just click on one of the videos in the end card, watch another one of my videos. The algorithm loves that. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
I feel like he does like... I feel like any Austin does... Oh no. Oh gosh, hang on. You'll have to give me a moment. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. It would seem... Stop the... No, the stream... There is no stream. Oh, do I have to freaking... Oh my goodness gracious. The stream went down a moment ago, and I have to... Oh, I can... No, I can't pause it. It's not the issue. I have to restart OBS. OBS got disconnected at some point. Give me one moment. Yeah, I gotta restart OBS, which means I have to end this recording and stitch it together, but there's apparently an easy way to do that. I just have to figure out how. You can do that without, like, re-exporting it. I'll look into that. Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, are we back? We should be back. Yeah, OBS dropped. And I don't know how long ago, so oops. Whoops. Whoops. That's fine. What do I need to do here? I need to grab some stuff to head down that way. All right. Get rid of the pre-rolls because nothing is really going on right now, and I think we just continue. Castletown. Did we watch this one? Yeah, why not?
A very bustling little market town with a lot of mysterious people, an ineffectual police force, also known as a police force, and a strong liberal arts community. But what's really going on underneath the surface of this town? How is the local economy doing? Well, that's what we are about to find out in this unemployment report for Castletown. Before we begin, I just quickly want to thank Patreon supporter and egg controller, the Legend of Midna. This was a Patreon egg controller request, this video. You too can request a video by subscribing to me at the egg controller tier on Patreon, but at the moment it's very expensive because the list is really long, so I made it expensive so people would stop, so I could catch up. Now, the thing that's going to make this very complicated, of course, is that 80% of the people in Castletown are not people you can talk to, they're not people you can interact with, and they also don't really even exist. They just sort of wander around. Is this an adult or is this a child? The world may never know. And most likely we'll just have to make some sort of big generalization and do some, I don't know, statistical analysis like we did when we did Val de Lobos in Resident Evil 4, only with fewer decapitations. What we're gonna do to start is just talk to all the people we can talk to. So let's start over here, shall we? First up, we got this gentleman here. Hello, sir. If you would, for the sake of peace in Hyrule, would you make a donation? What kind of scam is that? So the question we got to answer here is peace in Hyrule like a non-profit?
Go south.
Or is peace in Hyrule his pockets? This is unemployed behavior, my friend. I'm sorry. All right, who else we got? These people, I can speak to them. The Zora child. I heard the doctor gave up. Okay. We're just gossiping out here. That's what we're doing. One of them's carrying milk. The other one seems to be carrying bread. And kind of like a lot of the folks around here, they mostly just seem to be shopping. So these two folks are probably like aristocrats who live in Castletown and buy stuff from the market, right? That's most likely what's going on here. We've always struggled on how to categorize rich people who don't have a job but don't need a job, you know. Somebody recently made the argument about them that because they are spending a lot of money, because they're capable of spending, they are sort of participating and circulating the money through the economy. And again, I'm no capitalist, but I live in a capitalist society, so I think that that's a pretty salient point. So I'm going to say these two people are not applicable, but they're not unemployed. I know it's a hot topic for everybody to argue about, and I know I change my mind every goddamn day, but I think that's reasonable. I'm getting crust punk energy from this guy, sitting in a corner with a dog, you know, and if you have a dog, like the police
dropped a while ago.
Oops,
oh well.
They can't be bothered. This guy is unemployed. He may be willfully unemployed.
The recording will be fine.
What about inside this fine tent establishment? This looks like a place of employment, doesn't it? Hello, clown.
You guys didn't miss
What's
anything.
Your job? Are you a clown? You look like a clown. So this guy runs a game. I mean, he looks like it. I don't want to play. I'm busy. I'm at work. Finally, somebody who's employed, for God's sake. Thank you so much, sir. Do you have any employees, or do you run this place all by yourself? Wow, this place is crazy. Look at all this weird art. 3 colorful children. They're just groupies. Not groupies, that's the wrong word. But they just love me because they love enumeration. They love the work I do. But because they're children, They do not count. Okay, I think that's everyone in East Castletown. Let's go to the South Road. Hello, sir. Who are you? This man is staring inside of the window of a young girl's house. Well, I don't know if she's young. I think, well, I mean, she's relatively young. Younger than whoever this is. So the question we have to ask ourselves,
Oh my god, we have
is
like
this
4
a
seconds.
aristocrat who doesn't need a job? Or is this a peeping Tom bum? I think I gotta go with peeping Tom bum.
We had
There's
literally
no
4
evidence that
seconds
this
left.
person is like, you know, buying stuff or even walking. All this person is doing is standing here. So even if they are rich, this guy needs a job. This guy's unemployed. Hello, Agatha. Have you brought a bug for Agatha's ball? I think I have, actually. The way I see it, there are 2 possibilities for Agatha.
These are already
One,
maxed out.
This is someone with an inheritance that's spending it collecting bugs. Or this is somebody operating under the grant of an educational institution and is using that to research bugs, in which case I would consider that employment. You know,
Nice.
She has the energy with what she does of one of those people who, like, the monarchy would send out into the world with a lot of money, like an aristocrat, and they would just go collect stuff and bring it back to, like, show. And those people would be considered employed. So I think given that this is a monarchy, we know that Castletown it has a princess. She's probably on a grant from the monarchy. So I'm gonna go ahead and say she's employed. Let's see. Hello. Who are you? Wow, the fortunes in this place really are accurate. My fortune said if I stand in front of the shop, a man wanting to date me would come talk to me. What are you doing? What is it you're carrying there? Is that a purse? Are you shopping? It looks like some sort of purse. So most likely this person also qualifies as one of those rich aristocrats who just goes and spends a lot of money. Especially given the fact that she has enough money to stand in the middle of the night and wait for someone to come fall in love with her, you know? So she doesn't count. Just another lazy rich person who doesn't want to actually put in a hard day's work. Whoa. Hello, Fanati. This is quite a get-up, isn't it? I mean, you're renting a space. You charge money for your services? Yeah, you do. All right, well, if you charge money, you make money. Guess what, Fanati? The future for you says you are employed. All right, anybody else? Oh, look where we made it to. We made it to the market. Now, the market, currently, most of the people here are not actually present because it's the middle of the night. So we'll come back here during the day. Soldiers, I'm going to do all the soldiers at the end, kind of like we do for Skyrim. Let's see what's in this back alley, shall we? Ah, yes, there's a bar down here, like a speakeasy almost, right? Telma's Bar. You know what that means for Telma. Hello, Telma. Serving up some employment today, are we, Telma? Now, Telma, do you have anyone else who works here? Oh my goodness, look who it is. This is the postman. The postman delivers letters to everyone in Hyrule, and my guess is that the postman works for the monarchy, right? That's almost certain. So let's just mark the postman down as employed while we're here. Now, what about you 3? I know for a fact that you don't live in Castletown. The other 2, I really have no idea. This guy's like a researcher who likes to learn about the sky, which probably puts him in the same camp as Agatha with the bugs, right? Like a nerd who gets grants from the monarchy to research things. That seems like something this monarchy is very interested in, which most monarchies always were, because the accumulation of knowledge kind of ends up being the accumulation of, you know, monopolizing power in a way. So I'm going to say he's employed. What about you? You look like some sort of engineer. I suppose it's entirely possible that all these people are just like part of a little cadre of people employed by the monarchy. But I think that still counts. I think this guy's probably still employed. That'd be my best guess. Now this guy, I've got some insider knowledge that this guy doesn't actually live in Castletown. He's from a different district. And usually I try not to use insider knowledge in counting for unemployment, you know? But in this case, I'm gonna do it, because if I don't, you guys are gonna yell at me and be like, he doesn't work here, or you idiot. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm at work. I'm trying to count people. I don't have time to know everyone's life story. We're just trying to get a reasonably accurate sense of the unemployment. It doesn't have to be perfect, for God's sake. Anyway, onwards. What do we got here? We got a child. We have a mother. And that kind of looks like a really elderly lady. She might be our first retiree, actually. That's fun. Oh my goodness, a bunch of cats. Any place with a bunch of cats hanging around is a sign that whoever lives there is probably not employed. Hello? Looks like we'll have to go in the secret way. Whoa, what do we have here? This is a wealthy individual. Are you human? Oh my god, he's alive. So this individual is clearly extremely wealthy, but the metric we talked about earlier, you know, not to get too into the weeds on our you know,
qualifications and stuff. But the metric we talked about earlier is if you want to not be considered unemployed as a rich person, you have to be participating in the economy. You've got to be spending money, helping other people pay their wages or something, you know? That being said, up until 10 seconds ago, this guy couldn't even physically move his body, and he also is still mostly made of ore. And even though we assumed that this was self-inflicted due to his own greed, that still does kind of sound like a disability to me. So I think we're gonna not count him as unemployed. He's rich, so he should be participating, but given his full body paralysis until very recently, we're gonna consider that a sort of disability, so he gets a pass for now. The next time I come back here, I expect you to have a job, okay? All right, it's daytime now, so let's take a look at the market here. A couple of easy employments. Wow, look at this. Look at those lovely baguettes you're making. Congratulations on being an employed bread baker. And over here we got this gentleman with a very funny hat. This guy runs a fruit stand. How nice. We've also got this person here, seems to be selling meat. Hello. We've also got this person over here selling some lovely flowers. Congratulations on your employment. How about you, sir? What are you selling? Oh, you're also a meat salesman. Thank you for your meat. We've also got a couple folks over here. This looks like a nice family business. Gentleman selling hot spring water. Now, it looks like his son is over here. Children don't count towards our employment statistics, but they also don't count as unemployed. Now, I think that's all the shop owners. What about all these random people standing around? It looks like all these people are just kind of shopping, which seems to be a running theme. This town seems to be divided between the people working the stores, and then most of the people are just here to consume. They're just consumers. Which, again, that does fit into the wider picture of Castletown just sort of being a town of aristocrats, like a 1% neighborhood in Hyrule. What about you three? You're a tour guide. Wow, that sounds like a job. And you other two folks are taking a tour. Does that mean you're not from here?
Wasn't there an
You're just
easier way?
visiting
I just
from
go
God
around,
knows where?
right?
All the other 0 towns in Hyrule? What's
Sam?
your 3's 5?
Sam?
Are you guys
Sam?
teens? Yeah, they kind of look like 3 teens just hanging out by the fountain at night, so I'm going to go ahead and say they don't count. I think that's it for people we can actually actively talk to. So what we're going to move on to now is a really quick count of the town guards. Now, funnily enough, one of the places there aren't any guards is outside the castle walls, which is very interesting. It's got to make you wonder if, you know, all the monsters are outside the walls, but they don't consider that a threat. So what is it inside the castle walls that the monarchy considers a threat? I'm just an objective outside observer. I don't know, but it could be the working class, perhaps. There are 5 town guards right here. There are 2 town guards up there.
Please join the network.
One right here, and there's one over here. There's one. There's 2. 2 more guards. One stationary guard here, another stationary guard there. What about these 2? I think one of these guards is probably one of the guards we counted because it looks like they're walking from up there, and there was one of the chubby guards up there.
Please join the network. I'm begging you.
Welcome back, Mr. Sam Bridges. The legend delivers. Took real good care of this, I can tell.
Oh my god, it stopped right there.
You can hook me up to the network, right? Just the network.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Much I'll accept. But you leave me the fuck out of your great new nation. Got it?
Okay. Alright, bud.
Well, this grand endeavor of yours is worth all the hassle. I've got my eye on you. Got something I thought you could use. Take it if you want. Leave it if you don't.
Oh, where's Lucas? Lucas, I bet hasn't seen this. We got the Santa hat.
Thank you, Sam. Let's do this again.
This was all worth it.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery terminal for further information.
The final pizza. Oh yeah, that actually we've had that one available to us. Okay. Gosh darn it. Well, I mean, yeah, I gotta do that. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking. I think I take all of these. We'll go to Mountain Knot City. Pick up some stuff there. We'll go to the doctor. Okay. Doctor, Mountain Knot City. Make our way up through here again. And handle all of that stuff except for the Mountaineer because I don't want to go. I don't want to do that.
Order assigned.
How many materials do you have? What is your max? I don't know. The final pizza. Wait, what did I just put on there? Oh, he gave me a floating carrier. I don't really need another. The final pizza.
Order assigned. Delivery parameters updated. Time limit set. Weapons restrictions lifted.
$352. Is there any way I can get that down to $350, please? Oh my god. What's it trying to connect to?
Sam, if you think a prep roll that you built on their property, you're sorely mistaken. The sensor ring marks their claim, so pick a spot outside of it.
Do I have enough materials to upgrade it? I have the alloys, so I have the chemicals. 240? Can I get 240 chemicals? 240 chemicals? 240? Zipline complete!
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And it's level 2! Honestly, don't even care that it doesn't connect over there. It doesn't need to. I don't care. What is that? I don't know, it's piss.
Verifying ID. Weapons restrictions lifted.
This just got so much more manageable. Yeah! Great music for this moment. That really damaged it? By like 1%, right? Whatever, that works. What's going on, Dash? My dude's really getting his money worth? You're goddamn right I am. I want to see everything this game has to offer. We made it to 106 hours. And we're almost done. With like Steam 100%. I'm not doing 534 or whatever. That's insane. I could, but I actually don't really want to, if you would believe it.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain.
Doctor first, I think.
Thank you. Weapons restrictions lifted. Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until the button.
Is Tommy still here? Tommy, how long are you up for? Time sensitive? I mean, I can do that on the way there. Okay, these ones are going to the prepper. I'm just gonna hold these.
Order assigned. Delivery parameters updated. Time limit set. Restrictions lifted.
You just automated your mining ship to fly home by itself and fly to where you mine. You just have to park it and do the mining. What is this? What are you playing?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges.
Space engineers. Ah, I see. I saw that that was on sale not too long ago. I thought about it. I played the demo a long time ago, like on my laptop, and it didn't run very well. Old as fuck. I thought it was. Yeah, it had to. It would have to be if I played it on my laptop. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was on sale, but I wasn't feeling it. Was I doing weather station? I am doing weather station.
Order assigned.
How much does this need? Let me do some quick math here. Why do I have so many of these? Okay, what is this? 1120 metal and $14.40 ceramic. Give me 1,000 and give me 200. Metal is good. Ceramics. Give me 800. 640. Is that enough to cover it? I think that's exactly enough, right? That is. Okay, give me that. Give me these. Till midnight. All right. I'll wrap this up and then I'll hop on. Let me get the bots running ceramics.
Order assigned.
Okay. Let's get this stuff over to the first prepper. Oh, you know what? Dash, I think I have something to show you once I dismount again. Because I don't think you didn't 100% this, right? You just beat the game. Coming back to, was this Space Engineers? Very in-depth space Minecraft. You've been loving it. It's complicated but digestible. Unlike From the Depths, I don't think I even know what that is.
I wonder if anyone's watching.
Well, I'm hoping we see actually a couple cool things. The boat. Oh, the boat building game. You know what? I think I do know what that one is. The physics are really bugging out here. Yeah, I watched some videos from some guy. I don't know who off the top of my head, but I watched some videos of someone doing like from the depth challenges that I found very fun. Awesome, but hard to get into. I feel like it's more complex even than like Besiege. And that one is already... Well, okay, Besiege was also, when I played it, was missing a lot of like quality of life tools, such as mirroring. When I played it, it did not even have like mirror building. Hopefully it does by now.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear.
Did we make it in time? I don't know what the time was. What is this? Oh, we have to go get that. We have to collect that from the mules. We did it. Okay, cool. You played Besiege in 2001 when it came out. Maybe I'm thinking, is it Besieged? Hang on. Let me double check here. No, it is Besiege. I think one of our facts here is a little bit off.
Thank you, Sam. Let's do this again.
Good work. New.
time sensitive. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. It's not happening, my friend. Okay, before I get in the car, I will do it. I remembered.
So I think it's just 3 down here. 1 all the way over here. This guy's got to be new. So what is that? Is that it for guards? 14? Because there's no guards standing outside the walls, I don't think, which is kind of funny, actually. You'd think that's where you would need them, which means our final task is to figure out how we're going to count all these people sprinting around with pots. Oh,
Chat
boy.
says it was
Well, let's get
2015 that Besiege came
population
out.
count first, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 44,
All right, check this out.
45. All these people are probably people walking from the central district where we already were. So we're going to stop at about 45. We're saying there's about 45 non-talking characters to add to the population. So the first thing we'll do is try and do ages. So let me try and count all the children running around. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. All right, let's say 14. 14 children of the 45. It seems like a lot, but I guess they would be the people running around in the middle of the day, right? Now let's see if we see any elderly people. 1 right there, 2, that got told. 3, she's walking real slow. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. So that's what we're going with for elderly, 10. And now we just kind of have to do a sprint around and see if anyone seems employed or not. That's tough. I might just have to trust my gut, you know? I might just have to trust my gut for this one. And if I see someone that I feel is employed, I'm just gonna click it. So here we go. And that's it. So that's 14 kids, 10 retired people, 9 employed people. Add that together and you get what? 33? 45 minus 33 is 12. That means 12 of those people walking around are just rich people shopping. And with that fascinating exercise in counting large populations,
And that's every road in the
our employment
game
survey has come
now
to
completed.
an end. Stick around for the results of the survey as well as the conclusions that the Bureau of Labor Statistics is drawing about the economic situation in Castletown. The press conference will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Hello folks, how are we all doing today? Welcome to the press conference regarding Castletown in the Lanairu province in Hyrule. Nothing logistical to report today, so let's get right into it. Total surface payroll employment for Castletown is at 41 persons and unemployment is at 6.8%, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. Castletown is a large commercial settlement situated in the center of Hyrule, serving as both the merchant hub of the region and also the geographical liaison to the monarchy. Total population...
Where does this road go?
...is estimated at 101, 26% of which is under working age, 63% are working age, and 11% are above working age or retired. This particular demographic balance, just in terms of its layout, is typical and ostensibly sustainable. However, the most salient and concerning observation the Bureau made during the survey period was that the number of working persons, 41, was outnumbered by the number of non-working persons. We have never seen this before. These non-working persons including children and the elderly, but also a large contingent of aristocratic shoppers and observers who contribute unidirectionally to the economy, right, in one direction. You know, they spend, but they do not make money. Castletown's primary employers are the monarchy, guards and police, and independent merchants selling food, drinks, and other consumables brought in from the surrounding regions. This is not unusual for a sort of a mercantilist
This
monarchy,
road sucks.
but paired with the number of well-off non-working persons in the city, the lack of immediately accessible farmland, and the lack of immediately accessible farmland, the implication is that there is a wealth imbalance in the region and that most of its resources are being poured into Castletown and its most premier denizens rather than in fixing the decaying and out-of-date infrastructure in the surrounding provinces. This is a classic sort of structural layout.
Why does it curve so much? It just had to go down and to the right.
Happening around a central hub, and then the hub gets all the money and gets all the fancy stuff, you know. It doesn't always happen this way. In America, for example, it can go either way. A lot of cities are crumbling, and a lot of suburbs look great. In some cities, the cities are great on the inside, and then the suburbs and the rural areas have no money and are crumbling. So it can go either way. But it's, you know, it's sad to see it when it does happen. But either which way, plenty of economies persist under the weight of growing inequality like this. One of the main purposes of a local police force in cases like this is specifically to maintain the order of the economic system. And Castletown is not only, Castletown not only regularly showboats its functionally ineffectual police force, but doesn't even maintain the illusion that they serve any real protective purpose. Not a single guard is present outside the city walls, implying that the need for them was never earnestly external, like a military force would usually be used for. 6.8% put Castletown in second place on our list. We've got a good run of well unemployed whatever, just behind the recent addition of Viridian City and Kanto. And of course this data comes from a direct survey conducted by the Bureau over a single day. Who would have thought that Castletown would be doing simultaneously so good and so bad? Another thing I never would have thought of was that these videos would be so popular, but hey, there you go. If you're one of the people who likes these videos, which many people are, please leave a comment down below saying you liked it. That tells me that I'm making what you want to see, and that's what I want to do because I'm here to serve you. Did you know that the best thing you could do for me is to immediately watch another one of my videos? In about 5 seconds, there's going to be one popping up on the screen along with a song that I wrote, because that's what I include at the end of my videos. If you like the song, listen to it. If not, just click one of the videos. I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Support me on Patreon. Goodbye.
Hey. It's sad that all the girls are taken. Oh, it's sad. I guess I'll stay inside. It's sad.
Pewter City, a perfect first stop for Pokemon trainers, an easygoing retirement location for the elderly, and a safe haven for the voluntarily blind. But what's really going on underneath the surface of this perfect city? Does this butterfly have a job? Does this child have a job? Well, that's what we're going to find out with today's unemployment survey, the third episode of our series on Kanto in Pokemon, where we are going to find out how the local economy is really doing. Alright, if you're unfamiliar with the methodology here, let me just tell you quick how this is going to work. There's only one way to get a sense of how the local economy is doing, and that is by direct survey. So we're going to survey every single member of the population of Pewter City, including this old woman, and determine whether they are employed or not, and then add them all up at the end and calculate the city's unemployment rate. Now let's start at the bottom and we'll work our way up here, shall we? Hello, sir. Are you employed? There aren't many serious Pokemon trainers here in Pewter City. They're all bud catchers and the like, you know, hobbyists. I don't know, if you're 20 years old and you're dressed like you're on Family Feud and all you're doing is complaining about how people aren't serious enough at Pokemon training, that sounds like unemployed behavior to me. This lady is old, and she's also giving you me advice about money. You know who does that? People who don't have jobs because they're old and retired, because their bodies are create pain when they try to do labor. Now over here we have, these are what are called master trainers. In the last episode of the series, we determined that master trainers are employed by some wider entity. We decided not to include them in the population count of the cities, so this person doesn't count. Oh, look at this. First of all, these people are definitely garden watchers. Psst, do you know what I'm doing? I don't know what you're doing. I assume working because you're in a work uniform. I'm spraying lure around to get wild Pokemon to come visit my flower beds. Okay. That's the opposite of what we do, actually. It's interesting. How do you know the Caterpie's not going to eat your flowers? You're doing work. You're dressed in a work uniform. This is employment. Thank you so much. What about you? Are you doing work? You're wearing the same uniform. Hello, somewhat childlike man. Did you check out the museum? I did not. Right here, we've got a nerdy kid who loves the museum. Kind of seems like a kid, right? Pants are too high. Hoodie is ugly. No adult with a job is going to be talking about museums. I promise you that. This person's probably hiking, passing through. You got hiking hat, hiking bag, hiking stick. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with vacationing. Doesn't count. Hello, little child. You don't have a job. How does that feel, little child? Bet it feels good. Ah, a woman. Now that is a quote from Mulan. I'm not just pointing out that she's a woman because I'm a weirdo. Okay, that is a reference to Mulan. When they pull off her shirt and they see her tits, that guy goes, a woman. You know? That's what happened. That's what happened. I didn't make the movie. It's a Disney movie, so it can't be problematic, probably. Don't talk about Pocahontas, please. Okay, do you think you could keep an eye on Slowpoke? She wants me to babysit her Slowpoke. Sure, let's see what happens. Thank you for keeping an eye on Slowpoke. She gave me a big pearl. Okay, that's a clue into either her that's her clue into her wealth, I feel like. Only someone who's exorbitantly wealthy would be giving away pearls. And if she's hanging out in a park all day with pockets full of pearls, there's two options. She's either she might be a museum thief. She walks towards the museum and then comes back and gives me diamonds and pearls. And this is like her alibi that she sits in the park all day? Holy shit. Which means really the only conclusion we can draw is that she's employed, because she's got to be selling those pearls for money, right? And if you make money, you're employed. Okay, I think that's everyone standing around outside. So now let's start going in the buildings. We're going to start with the easy ones. So the hospital and the Pokemart. That'll be a lot of employment there. Starting with the hospital. Number 1, Master Trainer doesn't count. Number 2, Old Man. The Pewter City Crunchies are $500. Oh, he's selling Pewter City Crunchies in the hospital for some reason. That seems weird, but it's a job. Hello, are you an adult? That's really the question here. Yeah, she seems like a student or something, like waiting patiently with good posture in the hospital, you know. She's not tired enough to have a job, so she's probably just young. And then there's this guy. Says, what? Team Rocket's on Mount Moon? I'm on the phone. Scram. He's not on the phone. The only way he's on the phone is if he has one of those Bluetooth earpieces. And I will say, if you've got a suitcase, you're dressed like that, and you're on a Bluetooth earpiece, you probably have a job, even though you could be retired. Maybe he's like a police commissioner. It doesn't matter. He's probably employed. And of course, we got the nurse. And the Pokemon doesn't count. Next up, the Pokemart. Number 1, the hottest man around. Anytime I see a guy like this, boy, oh boy, I get all bricked up, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, he's employed. Now we got this Sonic the Hedgehog looking little kid. A shady old guy sucking me into buying this weird Pokemon. I've been there. Can't help you with that. And you also don't have a job and you're a kid. And then we got this guy. The last guy we saw that looked like this, we said was below working age. I think I feel the same about this guy. He's looking at like Gatorades and stuff in the local convenience store. So probably doesn't count. 17-year-old energy, you know. Now we've got to look at the Pokemon Gym. This is going to be a good one too. The Pokemon Gym is filled with employment. Number 1, you've got the referee. Thank you. Every city employs a referee, which is great. Great for the economy. And then we got 2 Pokemon trainers who are definitely children. And as much as I hate to admit it, there have been a lot of arguments in the comments about how sometimes kids can have jobs and should count as employed. Basically, the argument is, if we're counting criminals as employed, even though they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, they still have to pay taxes on that income. I don't know if that's actually true. Like with the Internal Revenue Service in the United States. Or like if you're a kid and you get paid, could you go to prison? You know, whoever employed you would go to prison for employing you as child labor or whatever. But could you go to prison as could you be in juvie for tax evasion? I think is what I'm getting at. Whoa, this is weird since you are a child. I'm suddenly getting different energy from Brock. I'm not going to think too much about that. We're just going to let it go. And I'm going to say these are children so they don't count. He's probably not paying them, to be honest. Let's be real. Given the type of guy we know he is. Jesus.
There's a dialogue in game. The child called him hot.
That's the promise of my rock hard will. Oh my gosh, this is just getting worse and worse. As much as I hate to admit it, Brock, he's employed, unfortunately.
Brock is problematic.
With
what
those
is he
3 places
teaching
out of the
those
way,
kids?
Next up, we're going to take a look inside of everybody's house. This is always fun because it's a lot of, we get to see the family dynamics of a space, you know? Now this is what I call a family. Grandpa's taking care of the food and the dishes, probably retired. Then we got a kid with a heck of a look on his face. And then they've got one of these master trainers hanging out in their house, which feels a little bit like a Third Amendment violation kind of situation. But, you know, this isn't America, so they can do what they want. We got another home right here. This might be the only other one. Classic family dynamic. We got nice dad energy right here. The dad is dressed like he has a job. He's got a nice house. But based on the fact that he's home helping the kid, I'm guessing he's got a spouse of some kind. Maybe it's that lady who's stealing from the museum. Either way, he doesn't count. He's working hard, but he's not employed. That's it for domiciles, which means there's only one more big place in Pewter City, the Pewter Museum of Science. Hopefully it's also a museum of employment, am I right? Hello, sir. How do you like working at the museum? Thank you for being employed. Anybody else in here? Let's see. Well, we got a master trainer, doesn't count. Another old guy. I should be grateful for my long life. I agree. Up here we have another employed scientist slash tour guide. Thank you, sir. Another master trainer, another Sonic the Hedgehog kid. What do we have here? A big brother and his little sister, perhaps? Oh, daddy, I'm sorry. It's a father and daughter combo. Okay. So father's taking his kid to the museum. That's wonderful and sweet. Hard to tell if he's employed, but we know he's certainly not unemployed, so we're going to say not applicable. And then over here, another old guy. Big day for old guys. It must be a Geriatrics Association discount day. It has been decades since mankind stood on the moon, and now we're following the dream of standing on Mars. News about space makes me so excited. Isn't that sweet? They've even got some Big Bang propaganda on the wall. And then in the last room, look at this. 3 more scientists. You gotta love it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your service to the economy and scientific research or whatever. Now there's one more place we have to check, and that is just on the outskirts of the city. We don't go too far, but we want to see, like with this little kid, if there's anyone a little further out who might qualify as employed in Pewter City. Little kid, master trainer, and oh my god, would you look at this? At the end of the trail is a Pokemon Center. Now there's no other city around here that this Pokemon Center would fall under in terms of jurisdiction, so I think it's fair of me to include it in the survey. If you disagree, you can let me know in the comments, but that is what I'm gonna do. However, the difference is I'm gonna assume that all the people in here, especially all these parentless children, are...
This is the last pizza. The car is not close enough.
Delivering cargo. Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
The assault rifle HG custom. What does it do? I don't know.
Cargo addressed to Porter awaiting collection.
Yeah!
Thank you for your continued support. Good work.
That it? That's it? Oh. I guess so. Because we've already been down here, and I don't think anything's changed. Who's ordering the pizza?
Are not actually from Pewter City. I'm going to assume they're stopping here on their way elsewhere, which I think is fair. However, I will include the nurse as employed in Pewter City. And with that, we've come to the end of our survey of the fine citizens of Pewter City. So all that's left to do is to send that data off to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, synthesize it, write the report, and give you the information via a press conference. That press conference will begin in 3, 2, 1, press. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another press conference from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, this time regarding the employment situation in a city called Pewter City in Kanto. Just in case you're not aware, this is the third in a series of what will be maybe 9 or 10 surveys that will allow us to figure out the unemployment rate of the entire region. So we'll be doing those periodically over the coming months, and we'll do a summary at the end. But this is the third one, so without further ado, let's begin. Total surface payroll employment of Pewter City, is at 16 persons, and unemployment is at 5.8%. Pewter City is a small to medium-sized city in the Kanto region with a population of 44. Nested in between the dense Viridian Forest to the south and Mount Moon to the east, Pewter City has become a common stopover point for tourists as they make their way to or from the larger cities in the east on foot. The city features amenities that seem typical of Kanto. You've got free and accessible healthcare, affordable shops, and a central gym that draws in people participating in the countrywide sport of Pokemon fighting. If you need more context on that, if you're not sure, if you've never heard of Pokemon fighting, you can watch our previous videos. We'll get into that a little bit. Where Pewter City differs from the other cities we've done is it has another draw. It has a large natural history museum on the north side of the city, which seeks to take advantage of this high Passover rate, siphoning off a bit more from the people before they move and spend their money elsewhere. It's unclear
Really
how
wrapping it
successful
up.
This attempt has been.
I am. We're getting so
A lot
close.
of towns will try to get sort of tourist traps going and not have a lot of success, and this might be what's happening here because most of the people we surveyed in and around the museum seem to be locals. It's a bunch of old guys.
Is all that's left.
It's a bunch of elderly. And the admission price in the museum was less than half of the cost of buying a bag of snacks that we bought at the local hospital from a guy in the corner. So that doesn't, it doesn't bode well. You can make the argument that it's maybe an educational institution, I suppose, but just based on everything else, it seems like they're trying to make some money and maybe not having great success. So anyway, the bigger spending in Pewter City comes from those aforementioned Pokemon trainers. Both the local population and the people passing through seem completely uninterested in engaging with anything other than the nationwide blood sport monopoly, to the point that nobody in the city seems interested at all in looking more closely into the fact that the fighting dojo of the city is staffed entirely by 7 or 8-year-olds under the tutelage of a 30 to 35-year-old man. Now, before you get on your high horse and say, well, that's horrible, it would never happen here, for a parallel, consider high school and college sports in the United States, which are often similarly exploitative and monetarily inoculated from sort of ethical scrutiny. So something to look into. I just work for the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's not really my job. Maybe I'll call the Bureau of Sports Ethics and we'll do a survey with them later. Economically, though, Pewter City isn't in any real danger. There's only a single person that the Bureau considered unemployed, a healthy population of retirees, and plenty of children, all of which are signs that it's a desirable place to live and work, and even a place where you could spend decades building a life and ultimately retire. 5.8% puts Pewter City at the top of our list, right next to Viridian City, indicating that for whatever issues it may have culturally, Kanto seems to be doing quite well economically. So that's Pewter City, an interesting place, and maybe if we create enough of an uproar, we can look into that guy Brock. Now, another thing we can do is we can post a comment in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video, because I want to know if I'm making what you want to see, because that's what I want to do, because I'm here to serve you. Of course, you can support me on Patreon if you want to see more videos from me. Watch another one of my videos right after this. That's very helpful to me. And finally, guess what? I make a lot of music in my free time, and I use that music in all my videos. So today, please enjoy the song, and I will see you next time. Adios.
Alrighty. What are you guys feeling? Hang on, let me at.
Hey, it's Sam Bridges. Good to see you, man. Oh, Sam, you know, you're just about the only thing we've got
No,
to
that's a
smile about these days.
pound symbol. I don't want that. At. You want to do tanking or straight into BG3? Tanking to start. That works for me. Why are these so damn... Oh, bot. This is a bot order? Is a bot order. Okay. Where's this at? North Mountain Knot. It's already filling up.
Good work. New order.
We're so close. 2 more locations to 5-star. I told you, we really are chipping away at it.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
And we got the Santa hat? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Your work is great.
Okay, so next time we'll probably just do the same route again. And we gotta pick up that stuff from the mule camp. And hopefully that'll progress the star rating for that guy. Does it does it backfill? The first prepper. Preppers at the turn of the century. First prepper joining the UCA ellipses. Okay. Yeah, we got first prepper and the veteran porter. Oh no, I'm sorry. The collector. Yeah, also the collector. But I think he's not going to be terribly difficult. We tied up some loose ends. Being Mr. Peter Englert up here. That's that. Okay. It sounds like we're going to be doing some tanking in either probably Hell Let Loose, because I don't know if they have squad updated. But that's also a little bit more complex. So it sounds like that's going to be my plan for the night. I think Jerma is still live. No, he's not. No, he raided into Doug Doug. Okay. You got Doug Doug is playing Donkey Kong Country 2, I believe. He's still doing his charity stuff. Who else do we have? I believe Kraken is doing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 DLC. Mike is live. Mike is playing Metal Gear Solid 1. How many people do we have right now? This tab. Yeah, why don't we go see underscore. It's been a little bit. Let's go see what Mike is up to. Hopefully he's not too far in, because I don't want spoilers for that game either. But we'll go say hi to Mike. And then yeah, there you go. Take that energy over there, and then I'll hop in the call in just a moment. Thank you guys for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.